welcome back to another episode on Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm an anxiety coach who helps people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally. On today's episode, what I'm going to be talking about is how to deal with what-if thoughts. I can guarantee that every single one of us deals with what-if thoughts. We always have these things popping up left and right. Every time I'm dealing with somebody with my one-on-one coaching, every time what happens is that when I try to provide them with a solution, they always come back with, but what if this time it's going to be different? And I definitely understand where you are coming from. I definitely understand the logic of why that happens, because at the end of the day, we want to protect ourselves. We want to make sure that we are going to be safe, that we are going to be okay in those situations, whatever we are nervous about. It can be, with us triggering our anxiety, or it can be that something negatively happens to us over there. It doesn't matter what it is. We always have this what if. Like, I'll give you an example. Whenever I used to be terrified of flying, because I know a lot of people can relate to this, I always said to myself, like, what if, the plane crashes? Or what if, A, B, and C? I'm not going to, because I used to have a lot of crazy thoughts about the plane. And every time I'll try to solve the solution, the what if thought always came back. And it was so frustrating to deal with. So I had to come to a place, how do I deal with this situation? How do I deal with the what if thoughts? Because they are a plague. They can paralyze us. They control us. They make our life, they can stress us out for no reason. And as well, it just literally is it's a plague. It's a plague in our mind, and we need to know how do we deal with it. Because if is such a big word. We have to understand that if is such a big word. We can apply that with everything. What if I never had anxiety? What if I never went through this? We can always apply that what if, but there is no basis. There is no evidence to them whatsoever. There's no backing to them. And we need to understand that the what if thoughts that we have is anxiety. That's what it is. It's coming from our anxiety. It's being created from our anxiety. So I'm going to show you guys some ways that you can stop having these what if thoughts. And even when they pop up, they will. And don't get frustrated when it does happen, because it's just going to happen. And unfortunately, we can't control that. But how do we deal with it? The first thing is to understand, the what if thought is anxiety. And what is anxiety's job? Is to protect us from danger. So whenever somebody is anxious about going somewhere because they're afraid they're going to have a panic attack, or that they're going to experience something bad, we can look at the situation in a positive way. We can look at the situation, being more hopeful about the future situation, whatever we're going to go or whatever we are going to be, we can think about it more positively. But what happens is that, just like with the plane, every time I would tell myself, Emmanuel, the plane is a safe place. The 0.04% chance of it crashing is very, very, very unlikely. It doesn't mean that just because of that means something bad is going to happen. It has no connection whatsoever. But you know what happened every single time I would say that? But what if your plane is the lucky plane? What if your plane actually crashes? Then what? I would automatically feel this anxiety within me. I'm like, oh my God, but wait, okay, but maybe I'm that 0.04%. So what can I do then? Well, you know what I would tell myself back? But okay, thank you very much for trying to protect me. I need to get somewhere. I need to take the plane. It's the most fastest, quickest, and safest form of transportation, regardless of my belief of however it is. But that's going to be the quickest way to get from point A to point B when I need to go somewhere. But that 0.04% why am I only focusing on that? Maybe we should look at the 99.6% of the plane actually getting there safely. So I would answer back, number one, you don't need to protect me. I thank you very much. I appreciate your protection, But what if it doesn't, I would say? What if we actually get there safely? Why are we automatically jumping to the conclusion? This is what I would tell myself. Why am I automatically jumping to the conclusion that something bad is going to happen? Why not focus on the 99.6% and actually enjoy ourselves up there and see how beautiful it actually is when you're actually up there? How often can you see that kind of view? It's such an amazing thing how humans came up with this concept to fly and be able to achieve that. So I would hear what the what if says. I would say, thank you very much for trying to protect me. But what we're going to do, because we have to get to point A to point B, I need to take the plane to get there. So I am going to choose to look at the positive of the situation. And I'm not going to look at the negative about it because there's no point. How do I feel afterwards? How do I feel whenever I do continue with the what if? The entire time I'm in anxiety. And do you have control over the situation? Some people will say, yeah, I do have control because I won't go on the plane. But is that really control? You're not really in control then, because your anxiety is controlling you. So you may feel as, okay, you know what? I have a choice over here because I'm not going to go on the plane. But who's really making that choice at the end of the day? It's the anxiety that's making the choice. That's what it is. Not you making the choice. So why do I need to listen to my anxiety on something that is statistically safe? I have to look at the data. Okay, that is actually safe. And I'm going to enjoy myself up there. That's the way I handle with the what ifs. Now, let's say, for example, someone says to them, they have to go somewhere and that place triggers their anxiety. But what if I have a panic attack over there? What if it does happen? Ask yourself, what if it doesn't happen over there? What if everything's fine? Why are we automatically jumping to the conclusion that something bad is going to happen? We're going to have a panic attack. Who says that what if has any basis? Because it happened to you once in the past, it happened twice in the past. But how many times did you actually pass that place and everything was fine? Multiple times. But our mind, again, is trying to protect us. Our amygdala is trying to protect us because that's its job from the danger that's in front of us, that is going to be. But the truth is, there is no basis. There is zero evidence that it's going to happen. Just because it happened to you in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen to you in the future. Just because it rained for the past week doesn't mean it's going to rain tomorrow. It doesn't mean the sun cannot come out tomorrow. So we need to understand that the what if thoughts is what's creating our anxiety, and our goal is to calm down. So if we calm ourselves down, our what if thoughts completely disappear. So every time we have that, say, okay, my goal over here is to calm myself down. I'm going to apply the positive thinking. I'm going to choose to look at the positive, because the what if thoughts are going to pop up after I even show something positive. After I bring something positive, I'm going to choose to think that way. I'm not going to let the what ifs control me. I'm going to be in control, and I'm going to choose what I want to do and how I would like to do it. And the what if thoughts, thank you very much for your concern, and thank you very much for trying to protect me, but I no longer need it, and I will be fine. I will apply the breathing exercise. I'll do some grounding techniques. I'll do some focus exercises. I will do certain techniques, whatever it is, visualization technique, whatever it is, in order for me to feel calmer. I'm not going to let the anxiety win. So whenever we calm down our anxiety and we do all those techniques and those exercises that help you to calm down, whatever it is, the what if thoughts start to reduce. It's not as intense, because our anxiety is less. You have to understand, guys, the thought creates the emotion. The emotion creates the action. If we change the thought, our emotions change and our actions change. So we need to be thoughtful whenever we have that what if thought. Okay, but what if something bad is going to happen over there? What if we get in the car and we get into an accident? Okay, what's the chances of that actually happening? 5%? 10%? Why are we focusing on that 10%? To protect ourselves? Okay. And what has that helped you so far? What's the ROI, the return on investment, for thinking that way? You going in the car. You constantly needing to walk places and asking other people to drive you. And even that creates more anxiety for you, because you're not in control of the car and you don't know what's going to happen. So even with that creates even more anxiety for you. So is that really worth the ROI? This is something that's supposed to, whenever you ask this question, it's not to put you down. It's to motivate you. Say, you know what? Yeah, what does anxiety really help me with? There's no rational thought of me actually getting to an accident. I'll just drive safely. You don't have to drive slow, but you can just drive safely. You don't have to go over the speed limit. So you can drive safely and get from point A to point B. Again, you don't want the anxiety to control your life. You want to be in control, and you choosing to avoid it is not you controlling your life. It's more the anxiety controlling it for you. So whenever we have that thought of, okay, but what if we go into the car and we get into a car accident? Or, what if we get stranded? Or what if A, B, and C, or whatever, something bad is going to happen? Say to yourself, okay, but what if nothing actually does bad happen? What if I actually get there safely? Change the what if from the negative to positive. And then look at the situation in a positive way. Say, you know what? I'll put some music. I'll relax. It's beautiful. It's going to be an easy drive. I personally enjoy driving sometimes. There are sometimes I can't stand it, especially in New York. There's a lot of traffic. But whenever the road is open, it actually is very calming for me personally. But again, guys, we just want to look at the situation from a negative to more of a positive. Address the anxiety. Tell the anxiety, thank you so much for trying to come and try to protect me. I no longer need your protection. I appreciate the protection. But from here on out, I got this. And I am choosing to look at it in a positive way. And I'm going to focus on that more than that small percentage of something bad is going to happen to me. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people. And the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.